Hey guys, Jason Schnitzer here with O.C Realtor Talk, and what I've got for you today is what's in a mortgage. So those of you that have or haven't bought a house, maybe you've heard the term PITI when it comes to talking about home loans and mortgage payments. What that term is referring to is right here: principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. So whenever you buy a house and you get a home loan, you're going to have the option to impound all your whole payment. So in other words, your principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. So technically you have two options. You can pay principal and interest only, and then pay your taxes twice a year and your insurance once a year for the whole entire year the premiums due, when the premiums due, or you can bundle it and you make one payment, and that gets broken down into 4 different categories. Again, PITI. That way, when taxes are due twice a year, your servicer pays the taxes. First half is due November, delinquent in December, and then the second half is actually due in April. Don't ask me why, it's a little bit funky here. That's just how it is. So the fiscal year actually runs from July 1st to June 30th. Little explanation on how that works. And then of course your insurance payment, when that gets bundled in, it gets paid again by your servicer when it's due. So I took it a little bit further here and broke it down. So the top line here is your P and your I, your principal and your interest. So I took an example of an $800,000 purchase. You put 20% down. We have a loan of $640,000 with a 3% interest rate. Your initial principal and your interest is $26.98. Now you can break that up a little bit further, and you can actually calculate how much principal you're paying every month versus interest. So in this instance, at 3%, you're paying off of the $640,000 loan $1,098 a month. Now, a little asterisk here, just because this loan is fully amortized over 30 years. So in other words, you're going to make one payment for 30 years and then your loan's going to be paid off. However, it's more heavily weighted to interest earlier on. You're going to pay more interest earlier on versus principal. And as the loan matures, let's say you're at year 20 or 25, you're actually going to be paying more principal than you are interest. But for right now, this is how it's going to be. And then your taxes, $833. How we estimate that is we take the sales price, and typically it's 1% plus any city taxes, depending on where you're at. This is an example, roughly about 1.25% of the purchase price. Now that is with no Melrose or HOA added in there. If you're in a city or county that has Melrose, you're going to have to do other calculations. And then lastly, this is an estimated insurance amount. So a total payment would be $36.11 when you add all those up. So what's important to know about this for you out there? Number one, I'm always a bigger fan of impounding my payments. That way, 2 times a year I don't get my tax bill in the mail and say, oh shoot, I owe an extra $4,500 to the county. Had that happen to a few of my clients, and they then later on ended up choosing to impound their principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. But also from an investor side. So let's say we're planning on renting this property potentially, and we can rent the property out for $3,500, but our payment's $36.11. Now on paper, you look at it and doing the math there, you're actually going to be negative $111, and that doesn't seem like a great investment, does it? Losing $111 a month. To most people, they wouldn't be interested. However, when you factor in principal reduction, you're actually making $850, $900 a month off of that property. So something to consider. Again, a little quick education on what's in a mortgage payment. Again, to break it down for you: principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. So hope that was helpful for you guys. If you have any more specific questions with buying or selling a house, always here to help. Thanks for watching. See ya. Hey guys, thanks again for watching this week's episode of O.C Realtor Talk. If you gained any value from this video, we'd really appreciate it if you liked, subscribed, and followed us on all our social media platforms.
Yeah, what Jason and I believe is really, really important for you, whether you're buying a house or selling a house, is understanding the process and knowing exactly what you're getting into. So if you ever have any questions, just follow the links below.